Yep, Vibe Show 97.9, home of the most exclusive guest on the planet. And guess what? We got another amazing show lined up for y'all tonight. So listen, y'all already know the vibes. Y'all keep it locked in. Don't go nowhere. Get your popcorn, get your drinks, whatever you're sipping on or whatever, because we got another exclusive coming up. Y'all keep it locked in. It's the Vibe Show 97.9. Ooh. Yep, y'all already know the vibes. It's the Vibe Show 97.9. I'm your host, Kano the Don, the Vibe King. And tonight, I'm super excited. Everybody's super excited, to be honest with you, because we have a legend joining us on the show tonight. Listen, when you talk about female MCs, I mean, you got to mention this queen's name. Absolutely. Pioneer. Been in the game, been doing this, breaking mics for years, man. I'm super excited. All of the fans are super excited. I'm talking about the legend and pioneer lady MC, the one and only Sweet T.
Hey, what's up, y'all? How you doing?
What's up, T? How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm good.
Well, you're looking good. You're looking
Well,
good.
thank you. Well, thank you.
Listen, I got to thank you from me, the Vibe team, Live Vibe Radio, Vibe Promotions. Man, we want to thank you so much for just taking time out of your busy schedule to come and hang out with us for a little while.
It's no problem. It's no problem at all.
All right. So let's get this thing started. It's so much that I want to talk to you about, man. I'm just like so excited because, you know, I've been a fan of yours for quite some time, just jamming out to you, watching you put in work for so many years. I wanna start though at that point where you knew that that's what you wanted to do, was to get into the game and do it on a professional level, because we all inspire and have these dreams and inspired by so many different people that may have opened the doors before us, and we get hit with that music bug. I want to know that point in time though that you decided, you know what, I'm feeling this hip hop thing, I want to get into this game.
Well, if you know my history, like I go back since Davey DMX went for the treble. And when we did, you know, when we were out there doing what we were doing, it wasn't a game to get into. We were creating a game.
Right.
So it wasn't like I was rhyming, then it was like, oh, let me decide to get into the game. Like it was, we were creating it as we went along. Like it's a game now to decide to get into, but
Right.
that wasn't the case then. You know, we were having fun. We were out there doing what we did, and then, you know, record labels started happening and we started getting signed, and it just turned into, that's how we grew up, you know.
Right.
That I grew up doing it, and that's how it, you know, that it took off from there. And then it, you know, it became a business later. So
right. You know, and it's funny that you say that, because just trying to bring everybody up to speed, like you said, you know, the foundation, it wasn't there. And you guys are a part of opening up those doors and creating those the opportunities that a lot of artists have today. How does that make you feel, coming in the game, building the game then, and then now seeing where it has evolved to at the present time?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Just to know that what we did evolved is a beautiful thing. It has evolved into, something tremendous, and I'm happy about that. I'm definitely happy about that.
Right. From a business aspect, it wasn't like you said, you guys were creating the opportunities, and now it's millions and billions of dollars, so many different things that's connected to hip hop. Hip hop is a door. I feel that open that you can go through if you have that opportunity to be able to go through that door, and it opens up so many other
Mhm.
opportunities as well, which I think is super, super dope. From an MC standpoint, though, because you're truly an MC, um, I'm just curious to know, though, even at that point in time, as a lady MC, you know, the skill set, though, was there anybody else like in the family that was just, like when did you know you had it, though?
That is such is that like when we just started rhyming, when I discovered emceeing, it was a friend of mine, and her name was Double G, and I met her and we were hanging out, and she was rhyming, and
Mm,
she said, "You know what? You could do this. Don't you want to rhyme? Like, I'm gonna write you a rhyme." And so she wrote me a rhyme, and I was like, wow, this is dope. And I memorized it. I still remember a good piece of it to this day. And
wow.
then, yeah, because it's the first rhyme I ever said,
Right, right,
And
right,
then, so it was really serious to memorize it, know it. Like, so I remember, some of it. And, then I started looking like, well, I could do this. You know what I mean? I could write rhymes. So, and then I started writing rhymes and seeing that I like doing it, like my father was a singer.
mm,
he, my father could sing, and I knew that I didn't possess that. You know what I mean?
right,
Um, but musically, that started making sense for me. Just rhyming on beats and using my creativity that way, and it just built from there.
right,
Everything was about being in the parks, being at the park jams, being on the block parties, being everywhere.
right,
And so one thing led to another to get me to where I am today. And or get me the deal I got with Profile Records, and all of those things, and working with Herbie Lovebug. So, you
major,
know, I put in some work to get to that, because when I met him, he already knew who I was from just street, you know, from the
right,
street. So um it was great. It was great.
right, right. You know, I'm I'm just sitting here because it's just like it's amazing to me, and I just feel that it's a blessing to have people like yourself that I call like the door openers, who set the foundation to still be present here with us today.
Hmm.
We still could get advice, younger female artists or male artists, could get advice because there's so many different gems along your
Yeah.
journey that you could
Hmm.
share with so many different people. Um, once you started to build, though, and got your first record deal, um, can you remember how that felt? Because that was life changing. Um, to do it on that type of level, not just doing it on the blocks and the corners anymore and in the parks anymore. It's like, yo,
Mhm.
this is a record deal now. Now the world is going to hear me. The world is going to see me. Talk to me about that moment, the day you signed that deal, that opportunity, what that felt like.
I felt like I had some tears along the way
Hmm.
that started like I started working professionally before I signed that deal with Davey DMX. I was a Davey DMX girl. Me and this other girl I loved to death. Her name was Yanni James. And I was doing shows at Run DMCs and all of those before I signed with
Right.
Davey DMX. We were all over that. That was a big record. So I started getting some of that stuff. I started doing some of those things before I even got to my record deal. But it was amazing to sign a deal, and I ended up, ironically, on a record label with Run DMC and Special Ed, Dana Dean. I
Right.
ended up on a label with them, so that was tremendous for me, to get a deal. So I was, yeah. But
I'm
you know what?
just
In a way, it's like it was like sign the papers, you got a deal. What? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because when you have a management that you trust, it's just like, you know, we
Right.
I'm in, we lit, we working.
Right. And I want to highlight that what you just said, having a manager that you trust,
Mhm.
because you've been in this game for, a long time. And a lot of people don't have managers that they could trust. A lot of people got a lot of bad deals. We know the stories, we know the history. Um, I think that was a blessing with having somebody that you can trust, because the game has changed so much now. I feel like at that time and point in the timeline, um, when it was being created and everybody was learning and exploring with the business and all of these things or whatever. And then now it's like on a whole nother level now, because it's almost like it's stapled to a certain thing to where artists just can't win, even with being at the biggest level of the game. And we're hearing a lot of the same stories, bad contracts, just bad deals. From your perspective, um what's your take on that, and advice to artists who are inspiring to get into this entertainment business, just from a seasoned point of view?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I mean, I had a management I can trust, but that still didn't mean I didn't have that I had a great deal. You
Hmm.
know, we were all not in a we all didn't have great deals on Profile Records. It wasn't an ideal type of record deal.
Right.
Um, it was the beginning, so they were just signing us forever, 10 albums. I'm not quite sure they knew what they were doing when they
Right.
were doing the rap record deals.
Right.
So it's kind of hard for me to say with that situation, but what I can tell you now is that with the internet and you being able to be as creative as you want to be and nobody to be able to stifle you, you know, is a big plus. There's always going to be issues. Like there's never going to be like this perfect situation. There's
Hmm.
always going to be something. That's just how life is.
Right.
Um, but um, but with a record deal and you're signed and you can't make moves without them, and if you like the record, they don't, they shelf it or
Right.
shelf you or tell you you can't do a collaboration with somebody because the two record labels don't get along or just whatever it is. There's a lot of control that comes with signing to a record deal.
Right.
Money gets spent that you don't know happened. You know what I'm saying? You think, oh, this is a pretty dress. You don't know it costs $20,000. You know what I mean? Until
Hmm.
you're looking for your check and it's really not there. So it's a lot of different things that go on. Um, The other way is when you're doing it by yourself and you're footing the bills and you're being very creative on the internet. I'm so proud of some of the people that just took all the creativity and threw it out there on the internet and just like
Mhm.
blew up.
Right.
You know, get
Right.
out there, you do your tours, you do your shows, you get your brand together, and there's money to be made. Like everything is just not going to be just all given to you. It's just not, you know.
Right.
So I would like to stay, like stay focused. I'm going to tell you, like, even when my career at the beginning got to a point where I had to get ready to go on tour, like Herbie had to come to my job, I mean, I called him and he said to me, do I have to come there? Like, you're getting ready to leave on tour and you have not quit this job yet?
Wow.
You know? He said, I will come up there. And I was like, okay, let me tell them. So I felt so bad because I had to walk out that day and not come back. I didn't give him 2 weeks or anything because it's like, how do you just quit your job and you're going
Right.
on tour? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and that's
Right.
it. And have to depend on just that to live, But that was what had to happen. And, I did it. But I would say for people too, as well, that, you know, if you got that rap hobby or that whatever hobby it is, it's a project until it pays your bills.
Mm.
So don't stifle the other part of you, the part of you that might be finishing the last 20 credits on your bachelor's degree or whatever it is that's happening as well. Like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like, there's time to work on making sure you're okay, making sure you can pay your bills, make sure you have money to look cute to get your
Mhm.
record deal.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That you
Right.
have money to get where you need it. So you might have to work, but it's okay. Some people, I see them just riding on that and that alone. And, sometimes you get desperate because
Mhm.
that's the only way you're going to make money. And you start doing things that you might not want to do to pay your bills, you
Right.
know? So it's like there's a balance, and, everybody has to see what that balance is that for themselves and work it out that way.
Right. You know, with transitioning, was it difficult for you um transitioning from coming in from the era that you came in, the building era, the figuring it out era, the creating the lanes and spaces and opportunities for the future era, um, and then it transitions into this social media digital era. Did you have difficulties making that transition when the game started to shift and change and go digital and go social and all of this stuff? Because I feel like it is a good space now with independent artists being able to create and not really have to solely depend on the labels. But it is a lot of work,
Yes, it
running
is
just
a
running your
lot.
social media. You got to have your TikTok, you got to run all these different platforms, and if you don't have a team, it's like, Lord, yeah, you got a dope song, but you got to be on there to push it too. Was it hard trying to transition to this new social digital streaming era?
It's still hard because I'm not as visible on my pages as I should be.
Mhm.
Like, it's being able to transition from where we were, where you didn't have to, like, share so much,
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
having to have to share as part of the package of your music. Like it's like they want the whole person,
Right.
not just good records. They want to know, well, who are you? And they want
Right.
to know a lot of different things. So I have been working on, that part of my life, trying to, you know, open up more online about certain things and, just, oh, hey, I'm here, you know,
What
because
sweet
sometimes
tea
my
eating?
mind,
What's she eating? You know what I'm saying? What kind of car she drive? What she live at? What she got on right now? Who's a
I know,
hairstylist?
can't do all of that yet. I can't do I can't do all of that. Like, I try, and I have friends that can't eat a plate of food without taking a picture of it.
Yeah,
And
yeah, they got to be. Hold up, wait a minute, wait, before
yeah,
we let me get the food. Oh, I gotta get. I gotta slap the camera
organizing
across.
the drinks, organizing everything.
Oh my God,
You know
T,
what
I'm
I'm saying?
telling
So
you,
why can't I do that? Like I'll be like, listen, I want to eat. Like, can we just eat? Can I
facts.
can I have my glass back, please?
Right. It, it's just I'm still making adjustments myself, but I
Yeah,
still try to keep something for me though.
yeah,
I still try to keep something because I feel like you know what I used to love about the era that I was introduced to hip hop and all that. I loved that it was the mystique was still there.
yes,
It wasn't,
yes.
artist was dropping something, and man, we riding on that for the whole year. We had an opportunity to fall in love with the project.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now you don't have time to fall in love with no songs because I mean you're so bombarded by so many different artists, so much music at one time. So it's like now it's just a playlist now.
And
All
then
you
it's like,
favorite
and
songs.
then and then it's like when you go from state to state, it's like they're waiting to set their eyes on you. They saw pictures, they saw a video, but they want to see you. But then now it's like the internet, and it's like you on there every day. So by the time they get to you, okay, I see.
Right? Yeah, I
But
seen
they still
already.
want to see you. They still want to see you and talk to
Right,
you and get the
right.
picture with you. But it's a little. They know more. They
It's
know more.
and it's different now because now it's not to me. I feel like it's not as specialty because it's like now, yeah, they want the picture, but it's for they gram though. It's to boost them up. I mean, I'm like, oh, are you really happy to see me, or you just want to be able to get that picture with T to run the numbers up for you a little bit? Like how it used to
And
be, man.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with
Yeah,
that. But what makes it bad now is, I used to take a picture, like, when you get off stage, they be like, "Sweetie, can I take a picture with you?" And I say, "Oh, you got to give me a minute." You know what I
right,
mean? And I don't,
right,
not in a standoffish way, but let me just,
yeah,
because they're posting the pictures. So, the sweaty get off stage picture can't happen anymore.
yeah,
That type of, because I see sometimes when back in the days when I took pictures and people just have it in their living room, and next time they say, "Look, you just got off stage," I'll be like, "Oh," now it's like a catastrophe
right,
if someone has a picture of me when I just get off stage and I'm all sweaty,
oh,
because it's getting posted, it's getting,
yeah.
put out there.
It's in the shade room. It's over here. You got the meme people. You got the meme team. They're gonna go to create a meme about
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
what's up?
it's wild. So
Menopause, what's up with her face? Not
right,
that she got
right,
on stage, you know what I'm saying?
right. Who who's Sweet Tea listening to these days? Because it's it's so much music out there now. So many talented artists. You know, does it still move you? Is it any artists out there that still that move you in this era? Who's moving Sweet Tea? Got you,
I don't have a particular artist. I do I work with Pudgy the Fat Bastard. And we've been working on music for about 3 years. Like I have an arsenal of music. I mean, it's been a pleasure working with him. We had to work hard. Like all through the pandemic, that's where I was.
hmm
And he sends me a lot of different things to listen to. Like so, like if I go on my page, if I go on my IG and I see like 15 things, it's like I got homework, and I'm going through, 15 different artists. And did you hear this? And do you see that? And,
hmm
so I have been like just all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Just listening to different people. And, and if I like a song, I'm gonna hold on to that for a minute and then I might move to a different artist. It seems like I'm starting to see what that is with
hmm
fans with music because there's so much that,
Right.
you could just move and listen to different things all the time and get so many different angles and aspects and creativity that, when I'm not working and doing whatever I'm doing, a lot of times I'm just listening and looking and seeing what's going on. And,
hmm
you know,
Right. You know what, T? And, a fan myself, this is a personal question I want to ask you, because I'll never forget I never forget when I heard that "What's Up, Star," and I'm not gonna lie, that was my jam. That was my jam. You know, I just want to know, like, when you create, like, because I want to be able to connect the dots with, like, where was your mind at when you created that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what, like, the thought process to that?
Well, I was working with D Dot on that record, and the premise of the record was because I used to, like, a guy I was talking to back then had a bar, and I used to
Mhm.
just be there sometime and I just watch the bar. And sometimes if I saw, like, you know or even when I went to other bars and I saw somebody that I saw was cute, I'm
Mhm.
gonna shoot a drink down to them, because I
Right.
watch people do it, and it looked a little bit, like, it's like you could buy somebody a drink too, if you like them. If I like what I see, then the drinks is on me. So,
Right. Right.
um, so the record kind of came from there, just watching the bar life a little bit, and it just flowed out. And I'm a concept person, so I like, I like coming up with concepts for my records, and then that was just one I came up with, you know.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. How how did it end up on the show?
Well, I signed a JMJ, and when I signed the deal, Russell just took the record and put it on there. He said, "Look, she's going on the soundtrack to the show." So, like, almost when I immediately after I signed the deal, we shot the video for the record and put it on the show. But I mean, that's a business move, and that's something that you would do to get a newly signed artist moving,
Right.
collabs or whatever. But the show was coming out at the time, so
Hmm.
that's where it belonged.
Right. Right. And it was a hit. T. I mean, let's just keep it real. Keep it 100. You killed that.
We
That
did a
was
lot
my
of
joint.
touring. We did a lot of touring with that record. Yeah.
Right. Right. So, like, is it, do you find yourself, because tracks done change now, producers and stuff like that? There's so many dope tracks and stuff out there
Yeah.
like that. Flows have changed as
Mhm.
well. You
Had to work
know,
on that.
yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. Like,
'Cause, I mean, look at the flow. Like, if you want to really watch, look at the flow from my first music to What's Up Star. I had to work on it.
right.
Like, flows evolve and you can't get stuck.
Hmm.
Part of being a real MC is knowing that, you know, um, there was a time that I wasn't recording and I was like, well, listen, give me I had friends that had studios and I'd be like, send me some instrumentals, send me Jay-Z records without his words on it. Send me
Hmm.
stuff, and I would write records just to, like, you have to keep evolving your cadence on these records. You
Right.
know, I work with Freddie Fox, and Freddie Fox always pushing, keep writing, keep writing, keep writing. You know,
Right.
so it's work. It's something that you have to do. Like in any professional career, you go to do educational credits to keep up with what's going on. You know what I mean? Nothing, doctors, anybody, plastic surgeries, the new techniques. Like, you have to. It's something that has to evolve with you.
Right. Right. Let me ask you a personal question. Do you,
Mhm.
and I mean, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but it's just something I always try to take an opportunity, because when I'm talking to legendary people, I just be wanting to know how they really feel as far as um all of the work and groundwork that's been put in. Do you feel like, um as a pioneer lady MC, do you feel like the respect is there for all of the work? Not that you put it in to be validated or you need validation or whatever, but at the same time, though, you know, I I I feel like and that's the way I feel. I feel like, homage should be paid to the ones who've put in the work and taken the hits and you know what I'm saying? Set the pavement and opened up doors.
From who? I want
Just
to know. You
just
said
from the
respect from who?
younger from maybe some of the um younger artists or whatever. Are they reaching out? I feel like, I would love to hear a Sweet Tea on some of these records, and I would, but I don't never really see that happening though.
Okay.
Because I
Well.
talk, why I'm asking this too, because me and Sugar T had this conversation, and I was
Mhm.
talking, and she touched on that too, and she kind of went in about it, because she was like, they don't really reach back like that. They don't. I don't think they really doing the research and studying, being students. I think they just, jumping in now, and because you got Fruit Loops and all these different software programs and stuff like that, and boom, I'm rapping now. I see everybody doing it, ooh the woo, and I'm not really, studying the game, studying the art form, really, seeing who did what, and I just don't see that.
Mm. I have I have a lot of different opinions about the respect.
Hmm.
First of all, I always believe in general, you have to give respect to get respect,
Right.
right? So, as new music comes out, with the artists, and the older MCs are saying stuff like, yo, we got to get back to the real music. Yo,
Hmm.
that's whack. Like, oh, we can't even understand what they're saying. Yeah, you can real clearly if they're speaking English.
Right.
There might be a few accents you might not understand, but they're speaking English, you know? And I feel like, because I've watched some of the collabs or people that could have reached out and did reach out to some of the older MCs, and some of that wasn't welcome,
Mm.
you
Mm.
know? And instead of embracing in, it's like, oh, you trying to bite off me, you trying to copy me. Why you trying to instead of embracing the fact that they liked you enough to
Hmm.
wear the same outfit you wore, and embrace that and say, yo, this is
Right.
like a shout out.
Right.
Instead, they're saying, oh, she's trying to bite off of me, or take what I'm taking, or I mean, do what I do, take my style. And there's a lot of moving pieces to respect, you
Mm.
know, a lot of moving pieces to respect. And um I think that also, like, some of this is learned behavior.
Mm.
Some of this is learned behavior. And the other thing too is that, you know, I want to reach, if I was a newer artist, I would want to reach back to an older artist. But if they're going to tell me that they're going to sound like they were in 1980 on
Mm.
the record and not try to evolve the record up, I'm not going to kill my record to have somebody on the record that is not keeping that's not going to, give the record what it needs.
Mm.
And I've seen that happen a couple of times, you
Right.
know. Then there is, of course, there's just some younger people who are disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? And some of us were disrespectful.
Right.
Do we not remember our parents having a heart attack because we were rhyming off of their records and destroying them by rhyming on them? So
Right.
we had the same thing happening to us, you know, but we still did it, but we didn't like it. We
Right.
caught flack for rhyming over Barry White loops and all of that. We caught flack about that, you know, because that's not something that should have happened. And so
Right.
now, we got a new evolved type of music, and like everybody's ears are just closed. Like,
Mhm.
oh, I can't take it. Oh, I don't like it. Did you really listen to it? And I've had to sit down with a couple of people and play them a few songs. And I'm like, well, that's a new, that's this kid's 20. Well, this kid's
Right.
30. Oh, well,
Right.
that's okay. Well, that's all right. yo, I could, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's all about what you want to do. It's okay to be stuck and listen to what you want to listen to, and that's it. But, everybody is different.
Right.
Everybody's different. And I have just seen a lot of and heard a lot of, they got to get back to the real shit. What's the real shit? What is
Right,
it?
T. Right. Right.
What is that? And when you say that to younger artists, it's like, so what are you saying about my music? And why would I even fuck with you at this point?
Hmm.
Saying if
Right.
that's how you feel,
Right.
So, you know, and and it's sad because in all most other genres of music, the older artists are respected. But
Hmm.
you know what I mean? But something happened, and it's not just all there for us. We did some of this. We laid some of this, and I'm not gonna feel any other way besides that because I've watched it over and over again.
Right.
And I'm like, why
Right.
do you put their music so much? It's crazy the amount of money that's happening that didn't happen then. But
Hmm.
what was it supposed to do? Was it supposed to stay the same? Was it supposed to die? That would have been sad to see it not evolve.
Right.
So, you know, that's what I gotta say. That was
Well
enough,
put.
right?
I I'm saying I love it. I love it because it's an honest answer, and you had a lot of valid points. I feel like it was a overall answer, and it answered
Mhm,
a lot of things. T,
mhm.
what keeps you still inspired to want to do music? I mean, you're doing a lot of things. It's not just music. With
Yeah.
you, you've evolved into so many different things, created so many different things. What still keeps you inspired to still want to do music?
It's just part of who I am. And I had to let go of the fact that it's not, you know, because it's like you just don't stop. And it's just how the universe is set up. Like it just keeps coming at me, you know, like when I think I don't have it, like there's nowhere for me to move or something for me to do. It just somebody else comes, producers come, Pudgy came, um, Freddie Fox, like it just kept, and it's just us, and it's like I love to do it.
Right.
So there's a million records in my computer that's probably never gonna come out, from
Never,
all
T.
from all of these years. But the new music that I've just done, we're working on all the releases for that. Um, yeah, we're definitely working on
We
pushing
can't
that.
get a we can't get a special project. All that heat, all that heat just gonna just
Oh, it's
sit in
coming.
the vault.
Well, I put the record out first things first. I don't know if you heard the record.
It's in rotation on our station. Come on now, T. Come on now.
Yeah, so I put that record out, and it's just that the particular deals that we're working on, it's just like I thought I was gonna drop another record this summer, but by the fall, we'll have some things happening. So we're just gonna keep working music. What I love about First Things First is that it gave um people a familiar track, and then I just did what I did on it. So it's going to be a hard role because even at old school shows, like I still do old school shows, like, and it's they just want to hear those old school records.
Right, 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 right.
It's like, I almost get to fussing on stage, like,
Like, hey,
you're
I
gonna
got I
hear
got some new
music from me.
music too.
You're gonna hear new music from me, so strap in.
Right,
They
right,
looking at me like, and I'm like, so that's the challenge that I have with the team that I'm working with now, how to like bridge that gap and bridge that music in. So it's not so because I don't want to lose the people that have always been riding with me because I made a newer record. I have to figure out how to include them because they've been with me all this time. And um even when I'm not visible, when I become visible, they're right there. So it's
Mhm.
like I'm grateful for all the fans that I do have, and I don't want to not include them when the new music comes, and I'm just hoping that they'll like
Embrace it.
take this ride with me. I
They're
don't
gonna
want
take
anybody to get off the boat. Nobody,
right,
everybody,
right. We
stay
need everybody on the boat. Don't don't
with
get off the boat.
me. Stay with me.
For
Stay with me.
for real.
I need you.
Right,
Yeah.
right. You know what I thought was dope though, T, that I found out that you were involved with, which I thought was absolutely amazing. Talk to me about Samaritan Village.
Hmm. So I'm an assistant director at Samaritan Village, and that started a long time. I've been in the field for like 20 years,
Hmm.
and so I love uh, my job. So I'm torn again because I don't hate getting up in the morning ever and going to work.
Right.
So that's like, it's not like when sometimes people say, oh, I know you can't wait. Yeah, I was like, no, I don't even know what's going to happen, what I'm going to do, because I like my job too, helping people, seeing people grow, seeing people get over their addiction issues and try to move forward is been rewarding all of this time. So,
Right.
you know, that's what I've
I
been up to.
and I just thought that it was dope though, because you helping people is one of the things, seeing people grow and evolve out of situations and stuff like that's a different type of gratification.
Yeah.
It's a different feeling. You know what I'm saying? We love the fans and all of that stuff like that, but it just hits different. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well,
It
the
really
ones that
does.
grow and sometimes we lose them, that hurts too,
Yeah.
you know. And what I love about my job and is that they embrace me, they know who I am. And like for instance, when I had to go do the Tom Joyner Cruise and I was gonna be leaving for a week, and I only found out like 3 weeks before that I was actually going. And they were
Right.
like, see you when you get back. You know, they, know that I'm 100% with what I do, but they let Sweet Tea, they clear, they hired two people,
Right. Right. You know,
and I want to thank them definitely for that.
absolutely. Absolutely. Is it hard to turn sweet tea off? You know, sweet tea. You know what I mean? Is it because you know people still when you're out and about, you got your fans and can you I know do you get an opportunity to turn it off? I know when going in and work doing
Hmm.
that um within though can do you have that downtime to be able to cut it off because I know um it's like in your mind just hearing a beat you always got some type of it's just music just being in your head all the time like I know it was hard for me to transition from producing and being an artist and because at one point in my life I thought that's all that was it for me. That's all I knew and it was
Hmm.
nothing else and it was nothing nobody could tell me and I don't care and I'm at work writing rhymes and I'm trying to get all the you know what I mean and it just seemed like everything that I was trying to do as far as chasing after the dream that on that side God just wouldn't let it work. And
Hmm.
once I transitioned into radio and it's like all type of doors was opening up and opportunities and all and it took me over 20 years to realize that like I don't think God wanted me to be in the entertainment business on that side of it. Maybe I might have overdosed on drugs, maybe I couldn't handle the rush or I don't know what it was, but I know once I started trying to get into business from a different way, things just started to happen. opportunities. I'm talking to Sweet Tea right now, for God's sake. I'm just saying. Do you feel
Mhm.
like that at times?
Well, sweet tea is never going to really turn off.
Hmm.
Um, the toy doesn't turn off, sweet tea doesn't turn off. There's no real turn off on, but there's decisions that I make to help balance my life out a little bit, and I kind of explained something to somebody the other day, and they were like, "Wow, that's deep."
What you
Um,
explained to you,
like
I,
I
I
went
want to
to
get that gem.
so well, I went to go out to eat with my best friend,
Hmm.
and it was a choice of where we were gonna go eat. And
Right.
so the place I would go, I was gonna have to be sweet tea. And the
Mm.
other place, I could just be toy and crack up and have dinner,
Right. Right.
And like toy won that that battle, because it was like a place where everybody goes, but then I would have had to been turned on the whole time, and I didn't feel like that. So I balance myself out with some of the things that I do, you know, to keep things normal a little bit. I mean, I'm not really full blown, because we have artists that are struggling, like they can't do anything without somebody following them, something
That's
like I
a
don't
fact.
have that. But I'm amazed sometimes because I have my mask going up to here and people will be like, Sweetie, and I'm like, huh, how do you even recognize me with my mask like up to here on my face? But they
Right.
do. And I'm honored about that. But there's no turn off. There's no turn off. You hear music, you hear an idea, you hear these things. They're just gonna come in your head. There's no way for me to physically turn it off. That's
Right.
yeah,
Right.
that's not gonna work.
Right. What if you could change one thing about the entertainment business, with from the start point all throughout your entire journey, and everything you've seen, the ups and downs and went through and all of this stuff, and you had the power, you had one thing that you could change, that Sweet Tea could change, what would that be?
What do you mean? Like as
Like
far as
about the
something?
entertainment, things that you
Oh,
one thing that you don't like, that man, if I could change that in the business, man, I would change this.
I don't have a blanket thing to
No.
change except for like the impossible thing. Everybody be honest, what I'm saying? That's not gonna happen,
Right, right, right,
Nobody steal anybody's money. You know what I
right.
mean? Like
No.
those are things that I wish that could happen. Nobody steal anybody's money. Take
Right.
your share. There's enough for everybody. Stop stealing other people's money. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
whatever they're supposed to have, give it to them.
Right,
Take your share and don't steal their money. Like, what are you doing? So
right,
if if I could change that, that would be great.
right, right.
'Cause I'm
You know
still
what?
looking for a few checks
I,
that
I,
I have.
I know, right?
There's a
Can we get them, please?
yeah.
Man, I feel like, man, like after a certain period of time, you done put in enough work in the game and all. I feel like it should be an artist union. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It should be like some type of retirement fund or something put up or something. I'm just saying, like, because we're talking about a $1 billion, however much money industry here.
You
You
ever heard
know,
of Music Cares?
no, I haven't.
Yeah. Music Cares does do that. They have there's a few artists that I knew that were struggling, and you send your paperwork into Music Cares and they sent money to pay rent, bills. It's a
Really?
big, yeah, Music Cares. They do a lot of, I think it's run by the Grammy company.
Mhm.
Um and I had reached out to one of the guys, after who one of the rap artists died. Which one? Um anyway, I was kind of upset because I'm saying that, if y'all ever need somebody to come talk about the drug addiction, talk about anything, like, I would like to be part of what you're doing. They do
Mhm.
seminars, they do a lot of things, and they have helped. There is a fund that I don't know what kind of large scale they're on, but it's not like a union, but you send in the paperwork and prove that you've done this kind of work in the music business and you're struggling or whatever, they pay your rent. They sent money to a couple of people that I know.
Wow. Wow. Shout out to them.
Music cares. So I haven't like seen any emails lately, and now you're gonna make me check up on it because I don't know like what happened once pandemic hit and everything. But
Mhm.
it was, and they had a lot of seminars all over the place. You
Wow.
know. hmm
Man, that's dope. That's
Yeah,
that
I thought that was a good start to something, but I don't know what else they have happening and where they're at right now. But
right. Right. Do you think that you think we could get this a huge ladies tour with, like, some of the older legends and the new, some of the new energy or whatever. Do you think we could get like you think it could ever happen,
I
a
love it.
all ladies tour?
And I think that they've done some of those, but I'm hearing about other ones in the work. So we're working on seeing if I can be a part of. So
Mhm.
I would love that.
I
I
would
would love
love,
that.
man. Don't you
Just
know
we just
how
need
hate?
that, and we just need the support,
Right,
to ensure that you know everybody comes through.
right. That'll be dope. I would love to see that. What you know what I know we got the project that you're working on. We I know we're gonna get some visuals with the project. Do we got like a projected date that we could actually expect to get it? Because now you done said it, and we're gonna be looking for it. I'm gonna be running you down in your DM and hitting your people up like, hey, y'all dropped it yet? Because I want to get the exclusive so we can push that thing. You got a date in mind?
No, we don't have a date yet, but I'm hoping to get one shortly. I'm gonna put a few things out, so we're gonna sprinkle a few things around. So it's just all been a lot of meetings and a lot of talking right now. We got a lot of the content, so that's the hard part.
Right.
Even though I'm still recording, I'm gonna keep recording, but it's coming. I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
Okay.
I wish I had dates.
Right, right. I know how I go. I know how I go. I had to ask that because I know my email is gonna be going crazy. So, people just tuning in. Well, did she say she dropping it when? Did she give a date? I'm like, no.
Thank you. Thank you for caring enough to ask. Thank you.
Absolutely. Anybody that any features or anybody that you would want to work with, that we can look forward to maybe hearing you work with, or you would want to work with, or in today's time.
Well, I mean, there's a couple of the ladies, like you said, I would love to do, a female collaboration. I don't have a particular, one in mind, but
Mhm.
I would love to do some collaborations because for me, it's going to start with the song. I'm going to produce the song and then we're going to see like this could be for, you know, and
Right.
then start sending the records. I have
Okay.
one record that I really want to do with Remy Ma. And so,
Oh.
yeah, so I've been,
Ooh.
yeah, yeah.
That'll be
So,
fire.
yeah. Yeah, definitely. So it's like it starts with the record, then it's like she'd be dope on that. And then, we're doing the reach outs. So we're working on it.
Okay. Okay. Any movies, books, anything else that we can look forward to that's coming up?
No, not as of yet. Not
I
as
know
of yet.
we gonna get that bio though. I know you gonna.
That we are working on.
Okay, because
That we
you
are
got a hell
working
of a story now.
Yeah, we're starting to like script out pieces to start working on that. That we're working on.
That's gonna be
But
dope.
Idol Makers, we were supposed to be doing our whole thing, and just before the pandemic, the LLC, all of the collab work, the paperwork, we were trying to get it started, and I don't know, since the pandemic, we didn't pick back up on the project, but I'm hoping, because I'm like, we're the only ones who didn't tell our story.
Exactly.
So like before, I don't want anything to happen to anybody before we can all be in a room together and just tell our story.
Right, right, exactly. T, let's get some shout outs to get some roses out to your fans, family, loved ones, your team, anybody that you want to shout out right now. Let's go ahead on and shout them out before we get out of here. Show them some love.
Yes, yes, definitely a shout out to Pudgy the Facet, Kevin at the Connected, my boy Kyle, my bestie Candy, they go on the road with me. They make sure I'm okay. DJ Silk has been working with me, doing shows, and just overall, there's just so many, like my friends that just have been riding with me all of this time, that have made sure one way or the other that everything gets done for me. My girl Danielle, so she's on the styling and always trying to make sure like my hair's good and I'm good. So you know that's my shout outs right now. That's my shout outs.
Right. And in closing, just from a legendary standpoint, from a pioneer standpoint, for all of the inspiring artists that's listening on here, hopefully they picked up some gems. We talked about some real good stuff here. But for anybody that may be thinking about giving up because the road's been tough, or the pandemic might have set them back, or it's so much going on in the world right now, and I feel like you the best of both worlds, because you on the entertainment side, and then you also doing community activist work, giving back in that space as well. Anybody that may be going through a tough time, mentally depressed, can you give them some words of uplift and encouragement before we get out of here?
If it's something that you really love to do, then there's not a question about giving up on it. It's just about prioritizing where it fits in your life to, balance your life out. It's about putting it where it belongs. Sweet Tea at first was completely the breadwinner, but now she's more of a project, and Toy is the breadwinner right now.
Mm,
And they get bread together actually, because Sweet Tea still works. I still work. Um, so it's about just trying to put it in a perspective, because you can get disenchanted if you think that becoming an MC is just like you're going to be this overnight star, and the money is going to just spill all over the place. Like it has happened to certain people, like it just came real quick, but that might not be the your story. A lot of artists you see, that if you research them, you'll see they put 12 albums out,
right,
on YouTube or wherever before they got to this one record. And it's like, if it's something you really love, you just put the dedication into it. And then, so it's all about how you set it up in your mind. So don't be depressed. Don't be depressed.
right. I love that. Let's put the social platforms out there, and well, and ways that people can actually connect with you. First things first, out right now. You guys make sure y'all go and stream and run it up. Also, you can go over to the Vibe Show 97.9 and request it and request it and request it and request it
Thank
and
you.
run it up for Sweet Tea, man. Let's put them social platforms out there in ways that people can connect with you, work with you, any contact information.
Everything is Sweet Tea, SWEETTEE, the MC. All my social media, my email is sweetteethemc@gmail.com. So everything is Sweet Tea the MC.
Absolutely. Y'all make sure that y'all get connected. First things first out right now. Y'all make sure y'all go and stream that right now. Download it, run it up right now. All
Thank you.
major platforms. Y'all make sure y'all go and get that. Sweet Tea, I gotta tell you, it has been an absolute honor for real just to be able to share time with you, talk with you. I think that you are a beautiful, amazing, amazing person, and it's definitely a blessing to have had this opportunity, and we can't wait to get you back on here. From me and the entire team, the Vibe family, we just want to tell you thank you, and we wish you more blessings and more success with everything that you're doing right now and everything that you're going to be doing in the future, and we can't wait to get you back on here again.
Thank you. Thank you. This was a great interview. I had a great time.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're gonna be coming back on here anyway, because you finna drop more music and all that. We just gonna have to run it up again and do it up again. And
Absolutely.
you know how it is. Once you come on the Vibe
Absolutely.
Show, you're a part of the Vibe family. We got you. You got our support. We behind you 1,000. So you don't have to worry about that. Shout out to everybody that was tuned in tonight. We want to tell y'all thank y'all so much. Without y'all support, man, we wouldn't be doing this what we're doing. So y'all are really the champions, and we want to thank y'all so much for sharing time with us. Everybody listening on the airways right now, thank y'all so much as well. And
Mhm.
if you are not subscribed to the Vibe Show 97.9, go ahead on and hit the subscribe button, turn on those bell notifications, and share this interview with everybody that you know. This was definitely a phenomenal interview. A lot of gems dropped. A lot of gems dropped for y'all to be able to pick up. So y'all make sure y'all go and stream that. First things first, is out right now. Y'all can go and get that. You're already on your phones or your laptops or whatever you device you on. Go ahead on when we get off this interview and just go on over there and go get it right now. You know what I'm saying? No sense in waiting till tomorrow or nothing like that, because you might forget. Just go get it. You know what I'm saying? Sweet tea. Let's do that. It's the Vibe Show
Thank
with my
you.
special guest, the legend and pioneer, Lady MC, the Queen. Y'all already know her. Y'all know the vibe. Y'all know what it is. Something brand new. It's the one and only Lady T. Love
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Thank you. LB, I see you.
Absolutely. Bob Show, man. We love y'all. Y'all know my slogan: more love, less hate makes the world a better place. Y'all be safe. Enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. I love y'all. I'm out.